Infirmary Media.
You're excited! Feel these nipples!
What it does is reaches into your brain chemically and locates your happiest memory chemically, and then locks onto that emotion and freezes it chemically, and then it keeps you happy.
Hello, and welcome to the Selling Out Show. I am one of your hosts, David Schultz, and filling in for Nate is my buddy over here, Toby Schofield. Toby, how the heck are you, buddy?
I am doing fantastic.
Ooh.
The holidays are over. I'm doing great.
That is your precursor for feeling good? You're like, the holiday magic is gone, so I feel better?
Yes, I am so over the Christmas stuff, buying gifts, going to see family. I'm glad it's over. It's behind me, and I don't have to look forward to what's the next big holiday.
I don't know.
I guess New Year's, huh?
Yeah, well, this is New Year's, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later on in the show, New Year's in 2020, which I guess to most people is exciting, except for you. But
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you just celebrated a birthday. Happy belated B-Day, buddy.
Thank you. I'm a 31-year-old man now, so
Yeah.
maybe I'll grow up one day.
It's a good year. 31 was a great year, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I am 10 years your senior. I have a lot of knowledge to drop on your ass.
Oh, I need knowledge.
You do?
I do.
Good. That's what I'm here for. But in all honesty, I'm the worst person ever to get any sort of advice from, as you should know by now, since you've been on the show a few times here. So,
Yeah.
be weary, my friend. But I did mention we're going to talk about New Year's, and then you're going to surprise me with some Mandela stuff.
Mandela Effect.
Mandela
Effect,
Effect, which kind of trickles over from your secret transmission show,
Oh,
correct?
yes.
You guys like talking about that over there.
Yeah, this is one of those really fun things that you can do at a party or some kind of get together and just be like, hey, which do you remember? And it freaks everyone out. And then everyone's like, I don't know what's going on with the world. Everything I know is not right.
Don't do that if someone just had like a sheet of triple dip white blotter. Not that kind of party. Instead, go, hey guys, enough with the beer pong. Let's talk Mandela Effect.
Yeah, it's almost like doing like a magic trick, like you're like, oh, I'm going to wow everyone. This is the Mandela Effect will freak you out even if you don't believe in conspiracies, the paranormal, or anything like that. It'll still make you scratch your head and be like, huh, what do I believe?
Wow, I love magic. I really do. It fucking, like, I know it's a card trick or, a sleight of hand or whatever, but it still impresses the crap out of me. If I went to a restaurant or something and a magician is going table to table, I'm giddy like a 5-year-old kid. Come here, make me a balloon animal, please, Mr. Magician, please.
Yeah, no, it's impressive. Even if you're sitting there being all bitter and sour about it and you're like, magic's not real. Just how quick they are is impressive.
I actually just lowered the standards for all magicians. I just mentioned a balloon animal. There's some guy out there right now who's like this master magician who's fucking, I'm not a clown, asshole. I do legit magic, Fucking,
yeah.
Remember it was all the rage on TV, whatever, 5-10 years ago, they had like the Chris Angel Mind Freak and David Copperfield and everything else. And, that's all wow and that's cool, but still I like to, right in my face live and in person.
Hey, I like the late 90s Behind the Magic or whatever it was, the masked magician that would show you how to do all the tricks, like how to saw someone in half, and like you got to see it all.
I didn't know they did that. You're saying there's like a behind the music for magic.
Yeah, yes, it's like this guy wearing it almost looks like a luchador wrestling mask, and it's on Hulu, I think. My 10-year-old watches it all the time, but I remember watching it when I was a kid. I was probably 10 or 11 when I watched it. So it had to be late 90s, and it was so cool. You got to learn how to do the tricks. Now, they've got expensive get ups and setups. So
sure.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to perform them, but you know how they're done.
You can't just saw somebody in half at home. You can't just grab a refrigerator box and start practicing. But it is interesting you mentioned he was wearing a mask because I was thinking that's like the magician's code. You can't tell the trick, otherwise you're going to get fucking whacked.
Yeah, so that's why he was probably like, if I wear this mask and don't reveal who I am, I can reveal all these tricks and no one can blame me.
Huh. Oh, wow. I prefer my tricks on the street, if you know what I'm saying. Slip a little 20 for a little gum down below. That just made no sense. What the hell am I talking about? Let's talk about New Year's. Hey, listen, do you say New Year or New Year's? Or does it matter?
That's a good question. Let's see. I say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Because I think before the segue, I screamed Happy New Year's, and I felt stupid about it afterwards.
No, I would say New Year.
Okay. Well, I said years. I didn't say Happy New Year. I said it plural, as in, maybe that's good too. I'm wishing you many.
But maybe there's like it's possessive, so it's like apostrophe s. It's not just like years as in plural years. It's like your years. I don't know.
We went from like, hey, welcome to Selling Out. We're going to talk about magic forever, and now here's a fucking English lesson.
Which I am in no way, shape, or form.
You are a Schofield, not a scholar. But listen, 2020, man, I am fucking tripped out. Completely and utterly fucking out of my mind thinking about this now because I didn't realize I'm dumb, but I had no idea that this was the start of a new decade. It didn't even dawn on me. I'm like, we're clicking from 2019, 9 being the appropriate number here, to 0. Come on now. But someone brought it up to me the other day and I was flabbergasted. I don't even know why it didn't blip on my radar.
Yeah, the only thing I've been thinking about is all the puns about seeing clearly this year and blah, 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 blah.
What are you talking about? Seeing clearly? Oh, the vision.
2020. Yeah. See?
Oh.
Come on now.
I know, but that's just lousy. Who would fucking write that kind of shit? Is this like a meme?
I just know it's gonna happen. Or after 2020, like 2021, everyone's gonna be like, well, we didn't see as clearly as we thought last year. Like, it's going to be, like, just bad jokes for, like, a year or two.
Beat him to the punch. Make the meme now. Just throw it out there on the internet. Come on, be that guy.
You got to let it get its cycle. A meme has, like, a 2-month cycle and then it dies. So let's go ahead and get it started.
I have no idea the cycle on a meme. Is that like, a legit timeline? 2 months?
I don't know. I still feel like I see the same ones over and over from, like, 2 or 3 years ago. So I could be way wrong.
Yeah, I'm not hip. I'm not with it. I don't know what the hell's going on. But still, a lot of people now, they say they're not like me. Resolutions. What are you going to change going into the new year? I think you're being set up for failure. I'm sure you'd agree with me. Do you do resolutions?
No, but I got a weird little bit of inspiration the other day where I was like, I'm a big guy. Mm-hmm. It's time to start dieting and kind of watching what I eat. And it may have just been that I was turning 31 and I was like, no. I'm not that 180-pound kid I was in high school anymore. I'm like 2 of those now.
Toby, just tell the truth. You were masturbating and you couldn't see your own dick. When that happens,
isn't that terrible? That sucks.
And when that happens to any man, that's like the sign. That's like the you must be this tall to go on this ride. That's also the oh shit, I can't even see my own member. I got to lose some weight. What am I spanking down there? I have no idea.
When I was a kid, I was really heavy as a kid also, and I remember my stepdad asking me. He goes, "Do you have a dicky do?" And I was like, what's a dicky do? And he goes, it's when your stomach sticks out further than your dicky do. And I was like, oh, so that's my biggest fear in life now is having a dicky do.
Is that when you also call the police on your stepfather? I mean, that's a weird thing to say to a little kid.
Well, hey. I was chubby.
Doesn't matter how fucking fat you were. It's still a weird thing to say to a minor.
Hey, I never thought of it as being weird because nothing ever weird happened. It was just, I think he was making fun of me being fat.
I guess it kind of ties in to the decade as a whole because we have, and I'm not even necessarily, trying to strike against it and say it's bad, but a very sensitive culture when you cannot say certain things or do certain things as we may have been able to 20 years ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's people are sensitive.
Very,
sensitive.
and I get it, you know, but I mean, this is something your stepdad said to you many, many years ago, but nowadays that would be, if someone, let's say he said that to you in a parking lot of a supermarket, that would raise red flags for somebody.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's a dude outside asking a kid if he's going to dicky do.
Fucking lock down, you know? And I don't do the resolutions either. And I also can't see my dick when I masturbate. But, you know, it's one of those things where I have goals. I try to set goals for myself every year. I always let myself down. So this year I'm kind of lowering the bar a little bit. I mean, really a lot. So there's no losing weight. There's no go back to school. There's none of that crap. None of it. Really.
Right.
You know, mine is more eat more fatty foods. Try to make sure you raise your triglycerides. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Because that's actually shit I can accomplish.
You could just call it living happy and not giving a
Die
damn.
young. That's what you call it.
I'm going to burn out.
I was just making all that up anyway. I have nothing. I really have nothing. So, I mean, good for you for trying to lose some weight, but...
Yeah, again, it's not really a New Year's resolution or anything like that. It's more of like, I hit 31 and I was like, you know, I'm single and 31 and overweight. Something's got to change, and it's not going to be my weight or my age. So
yeah,
I figure change the weight.
Well, you could have plastic surgery. That's like reversing time, right?
Yeah, but then, you know, if it goes wrong or it looks bad, then like I'm the guy that got plastic surgery. And
it always looks bad. Always. It doesn't matter. It's always bad.
I mean, I don't want to get like the facelift, or have you ever seen when people get the facelift and they look like their eyes are like super wide open for the longest time?
Yeah, I get Botox all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah, sure. I'm getting some collagen as we speak. No, I've never done that shit. You see me. I'm ugly as the fucking day is long. I've never had any work. Come on now. Get out of here. But
I was excited because I was going to ask, you know, hey, what do you think? Should I get some? I'm getting...
No. But hey, Tobster, the 2010s as a whole, looking back, what is the most memorable thing about the past decade?
Whoa, that's for 10 years?
Yeah, is there something that kind of struck you, a trend, music, movies, you know, anything, an event?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna look at the entertainment point for the last 10 years, you have to clearly say the Marvel movies and superhero movies. The superhero industry has blown up.
Weird.
Everything is all about superheroes and being a nerd. That is completely different from when I was in high school, even, you know? And that was all the stuff that I liked. Like, I like video games, I like comic books, and all my friends were like, that's lame.
Yeah, and they punched you in the face, your little fat face. Said, take this, Dickie Doo. Yeah.
But that's what's cool now. Like, you know, there's nerdy hot girls, and they wear nerd glasses, and it's a fashion trend, and it's cool.
You're into that? That's your style? You want some of that?
I mean,
yeah. Again, you're not too picky.
I'm not picky. I mean, I can't be.
Well, the superhero films, you know, it's kind of like a double-edged sword to me, because much like yourself, albeit that I'm older, being a comic book fan was never considered cool or hip. And I don't feel bad about that. I'm kind of glad that I grew up in an era that I did, where you're kind of free to explore stories on your own, and you didn't have any kind of outside media trying to influence what was going on with them per se, or at least not a ton, or any quality stuff, that is. So
right.
It was really a golden age for me, if you will. But you are completely correct. I was doing a little research before we came on the air today, and the top 10 list of the movies from the 2010s is pretty much littered with superhero movies. Jurassic World sticks its nose in there, and Lion King, and I think there was a Harry Potter movie in there. But other than that, we're basically looking at all Marvel movies.
Either that or remakes of some sort, or reboots. You know, we've had Ghostbusters get a reboot, and now kind of a continuation. Like you said, Lion King, Aladdin, they're bringing all these Disney movies to live action. And I mean, it's either reboots or superhero films.
Well, let me see. I'm looking at the list right now, and in the top 10 movies, there's a remake in here. I would consider The Lion King a remake.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than that, I'll just read off the top 10 list. Avengers Endgame, Star Wars The Force Awakens, Avengers Infinity War. Number 4 is Jurassic World, as I mentioned. Lion King, The Avengers, Furious 7, which kind of perplexes me that many people go see a fucking Fast and Furious movie. Avengers Age of Ultron,
Me too.
Black Panther, and then the list is rounded out by Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So let's see here. I got 1, 2, I count very slowly, 3, 4. 4 of those are Marvel movies. Well, Avengers movies, period. Not even Marvel. There's more if you talk about Black Panther. And most of them are Disney movies too. So
and it's long-lasting franchises, like unfortunately the Fast and the Furious franchise, or one of the Jurassic Parks is up in there, or Jurassic World, or whatever.
Yeah, don't fuck that up. I'm a big fan. My whole household we go crazy for Jurassic World / Jurassic Park.
I like them too, and I'm completely fine with them keep making them. And maybe I'm part of the problem, because just keep making the franchises I know and love, and let's stop making new films.
Well, when you mentioned remakes, I was talking with my wife the other day about Overboard. I don't have any numbers in front of me, but I assume nobody went to go see the remake. And I even told you didn't even know they made one.
I didn't know there was one.
There you go. You see, that was a movie. Do you remember the original with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, who was clamoring for that? Who was, picketing outside saying, please make a new Overboard? I don't think anybody. It's a sign of how desperate the times have become. We're in there just remaking shit to remake shit. Right. People don't even have an emotional connection to it, but they still just, I'm devoid of any original idea. I'm going to throw it out there. But I don't know if that was unique to this decade per se. Do you?
No, I feel like we've had remakes, but I feel for a long time, but I feel like a lot more remakes are happening now. I was going to ask, do you think like when we look back at, a couple of years ago, they did a RoboCop.
Sure. And
if you watch the first RoboCop, some people say it's a classic. I love it because it's just out there and ridiculous. But then, some people are like, no, it's terrible. And I get that too, because it's kind of like a weird kind of camp almost. But then like you watch the new one and it wasn't so good. Now, do we think that the old one is good because of its charm and there was nothing like it really before and it's nostalgia? Or do we poo-poo on the new movies just because they're not our movies?
Yeah, I saw the new RoboCop in theaters. I was a big fan of RoboCop as a kid growing up. And now I don't know exactly when I was saying it, but I did mention to my friends and the like, why aren't they making a new RoboCop? We have the technology now. We have CGI. Imagine what they could do with a franchise like RoboCop.
Right.
I didn't mind the new one. Was it fantastic? Was it all I expected? No. And I've talked about this with Nate in the past on the show as well. I'm not a complete RoboCop remake sympathizer, but I can appreciate it for what it is. Now, more to your point, and I don't know if I'm kind of going in the wrong direction here, but I've had a conversation with yet another friend of mine. When he sees something new and he believes it's ruined the past, or it doesn't pay homage, or it's not true to the original, he feels like it ruined that one. Like, he doesn't even want to go watch the originals anymore because he's like, oh, it's fucking ruined. They had to come out with this new fucking movie and it fucking sucked. Or this new book, in this case, with the friend I'm talking about. So, for me, I don't subscribe to the same train of thought because the originals are, over here on the shelf by themselves and the remake is over here. Yeah. I can separate and kind of, enjoy whatever I want to enjoy no matter what has come since.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of that is, you could easily just say Star Wars. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, so I'm not gonna be the one that's like, oh, the old ones are good and the new ones and the prequels. But I Star Wars fans, I feel like are really bad about that. Like, oh, it's all ruined. Well, didn't you like the original 3 movies? Yeah. Well, then why do you stop liking them? Because you watched Solo or whichever movie you thought was terrible. Yeah, they're still there.
You can watch them whenever you want, man,
Yeah. Now, I thought this was funny, and I haven't gotten to make this point to anyone yet. I was thinking about this the other day with the Star Wars movies. how like the original trilogy is the holy grail of Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And George Lucas also directed the prequels,
right?
And everyone hates the prequels for the most part. I know there's some people that are like, no, they're actually not bad.
Okay,
but now that Disney has, the new trilogy or however many movies are in this new bunch,
it's a trilogy. There's 3. Come on, bonehead.
Well, yeah, but there's also Solo and Rogue,
the one shots. I don't know. Okay, I get you. I'll give you a pass. Go on.
But a lot of people are like, "Oh, Disney's ruined Star Wars," but didn't you also hate all the prequel episodes that George Lucas ruin the prequels? And I don't know. Yeah. I just thought that was really funny. Like, do you think George Lucas would have done any better because he made the prequels that everyone shits on?
I'm glad you brought this up because it's something that came to my attention in this decade is this whole concept of toxic fandom.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
That's like a term I would have never used because I can appreciate people's opinions. Mm-hmm. And it's like someone saying, oh, you're a troll or you're toxic. To me, it's like, well, nah, they're just grumpy. But I get it. I get that people have to label everything and kind of classify what something is to kind of, protect themselves from being bombarded against it. But that is a 2010s term, this whole toxic, whether it's fandom or masculinity or whatever the case may be here. But that's been the key word, if you will. Now, in Star Wars, when I was a kid, I loved Star Wars. I went away from it when I got older, so I wasn't one of those fanatics who'd wait in line outside the movie theater. I just check out the movie whenever it was on DVD or what have you.
Right.
And I like the new ones. I have no problem with them. I prefer them to the prequels, of course. They're better made. I think the stories are better. But I can see a group of fans hating them as well. And that's their right to do so, I suppose. But I don't know, man. It's weird. I just think that no one would really give two shits about my opinion anyway. If I spent my day on Twitter all day, every day, just being like, oh, fuck Ryan Johnson. Fuck you, you son of a bitch. Oh, I can't believe they did this. Clickety clack, clack, clack,
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you expect is going to happen? You're going to get the other naysayers behind you. You're going to have a crew online, people you've never met. You're going to feel like fucking tough guys. And then what? What happens after that? You making money? You getting rich? No. It's like the people with the release the Snyder Cut. They need this Snyder Cut of Justice League because he didn't finish the movie. Joss Whedon ended up taking over the project. But the thing was, Justice League sucked. It doesn't matter how much better. The story was fucking shit. So you're telling me that the Snyder Cut is going to be leaps and bounds better. Like, it's a completely different movie.
Isn't there a Superman movie that's what's the cut of that one? It's slipping my mind.
Wait, are you talking about the Richard Donner?
Yes, the Richard Donner.
Yeah,
cut.
that was Superman 2, I believe, because he got kicked off the project and someone else came to finish it. But I mean,
did that make it any better? Because I'm not a huge Superman fan, so I don't know what the difference.
I don't think I've ever seen the Donner cut exclusively, so I can't speak to that with any clarity.
Right,
but I'm gonna be a toxic fan about it. Fucking goddamn fucking Richard Donner. I don't know, man. I don't know, but that's. This whole internet culture and stuff like that, I know it didn't start in this decade, but it's really become something else, or at least I've noticed it over the last 10 years. And I've been weary sometimes about writing certain things or saying certain things because I'm like, what's really the point? Someone's going to fucking yell at me for having a fucking opinion. That's what I got my podcast for. If you want to hear my shit, you willingly download it or you click play on one of the websites, which I hope you all tell your friends to do the same thing that you're doing right now. But still, you are here to hear me speak, Right. The internet, there's no scrolling down a wall and so you read something that just pisses you off. No, it's not needed. So,
and a lot of the social media, like, toxic fandom, it's knee-jerk reactions that you can do instantly. Like on Twitter, if I see that you wrote something bad about my favorite movie, it's a knee-jerk reaction of, oh yeah? Well, you're dumb.
Why defend it, though? That's something that always blows my mind.
It's that knee-jerk reaction.
But even then, it's like, I don't make a fucking dime off the movie. I am paying to see the movie. I am giving up my hard-earned dollars for a multi-million-dollar corporation, why do I have to defend them? Let them defend themselves, and they're not going to do it because they put out the product in the first place. Either you buy it or you don't. You like Coke, you drink it. You don't, you won't. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't get how fucking people, and this is a big thing on Twitter as well, because that's one of the main social media I use. Oh, this movie made domestically $2 billion fucking dollars. Haha, we told them. I'm like, what? You didn't tell. What are you talking about? Again, you're fucking in front of a computer screen eating ramen noodles, hoping you can save up some money for some new sneakers in a month, while these fucking bigwig executives are all getting fucking blowjobs from hookers and cocaine fucking yacht cruises and shit because they made this fucking movie. So why are you the person who needs to be the gatekeeper and fucking defend it? Why people do this is beyond me.
Right. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Everyone on the internet has an opinion. That's what it comes down to. Everyone's got an opinion and everyone's got to be right, and you're never going to convince someone else that their opinion is wrong.
Well, I have an opinion right now. You want to hear it?
What's that?
The music.
Of course.
Because we're talking about entertainment. We're kind of going through the 2010s a little bit. I'm sure we're a little scattershot, but that's fine. The music sucked. I don't care what anybody says. And you, like my normal co-host, Nate, are into certain bands and stuff, so you're more into the know on what's coming out. I mean, as far as like rock music or metal and stuff like that, I'm not really subscribed to anything. So I basically just hear, I mean, there's some bands I like, don't get me wrong, and I try to follow them and see what they're coming out with, but they're primarily older. So I'm more exposed to newer stuff, what my wife might listen to in the car when she's driving, the top 40 stuff. And good God, it's fucking horrible. It's the worst.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like we're also in a time where the top 40 kind of thing isn't as relevant, I feel like, because of all these SoundCloud rappers and, all the...
Oh, yeah.
However derogatory you want to be towards any musician... It's so easy for any musician to put music up on Spotify, and you pay the Spotify plan and you get unlimited downloads or whatever it is. I've got Apple Music, and for the last 3 months that I've had it, I download probably in a week. I probably download 15 different albums while I'm driving around at work and just listen to music all day long. And so I find what I want to hear, and I don't even know what music's popular right now because I don't listen to the radio. Like I'll find a band or find a song and I'll be like, oh, I like this. I'm going to download their whole album and see if I like any more.
Well, it's funny you bring up downloads because this decade in particular was the end of the record industry as we knew it. CD sales were still valid as far as keeping numbers up until 2012. But around that time period, they ditched it for downloads.
Yep.
So it was like physical media. We don't really gauge it on this anymore. We're in, TV, right? We all stream. So we don't have to worry about the Nielsen ratings as much anymore. Music, we don't have to worry about, again, physical media. We just talked about movies. There you go. Box office is still solid. That's a reliable way to track how much something made and what have you. And people still have to drive to physically go to a theater and see something for the most part.
Right.
But yeah, music really changed a lot over the last 20 years, but especially in this decade when it came to popular music. So I was going to say I'm happy that this decade didn't really spawn, let's say, like a boy band trend. But if I said that, I'd be wrong. Because something came out of the woodwork that I loathe with all my being, basically because it has its humble origins in boy bands, and that's K-pop.
Yeah.
How people enjoy this bubblegum, useless fucking music that is created by a record label, just assembling whatever kids that they think are attractive.
Yeah.
We've seen the formula. Of course, it always works, so it's tried and true, so I understand that. But as someone who appreciates music, it's just utter fucking garbage. It's terrible. But I will say this. And this is a confession, if you will. And I've said this on the air before, but I feel it bears repeating.
Okay.
Is I don't mind Taylor Swift.
Okay, bold statement.
Well, you
Bold
say it's
statement.
bold, but I still think she can still write her own music. She sounds pleasant. I understand it's a, pop aesthetic.
No, I kid. I mean, there's a musician is still a musician. Like I'm under the belief, no matter how terrible a band is, there's one song that you're going to be able to tap your foot. Like if they've got a 10 songs on an album, there's going to be that one song, no matter how bad it is, you'll still be like, I don't know, I'll tap my foot to that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's weird too. You look on the credits now for a song, and back in the day it would be Metallica, written by Lars Ulrich, James Hetfield, Jason Newsted, and Kirk Hammett, and that was it. Produced by this person, and now you look and it's like 25 fucking people that are involved in this song, and one could say, oh, it's a collaborative effort. Imagine all that talent in one place. And for me, it's like, well, I think that's the weakness of the songwriter where you need fucking all these people to kick in and fucking imagine the royalties on that too. You're paying fucking 25 people a piece of one song. That's a lot of people.
The 99 cents off of iTunes or whatever and they have to split it 25 ways. Plus the record label gets their cut.
I don't know how it works out, but yeah, and I don't know. But back onto the music thing, I thought Adele was good. She kind of really broke out this decade. They played her songs a lot in the radio, which were overdone and could make someone, I could see them getting nauseated over it. But I still think she was a very talented person. And that's what I kind of look for when I like music. It's like, oh, they have a unique talent, something you can kind of pinpoint and go, oh, that voice is something I've never really heard before, or it's unique, or, along those lines. So I thought she really had it. And again, when I admit the Taylor Swift thing and you say it's bold, I don't have any albums. I don't fucking wear a t-shirt. I don't have a Taylor Swift foam finger, if you will. But if it comes on the radio, I'm like, yeah, you don't have to change it. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, no, for sure. I totally agree with that.
Good. How about fashion? How about the trends of the 2010s? Anything appeal to you?
I mean, I can't really remember like what fits. That's the problem with this question is like, is it early 2000s that I'm thinking that this trend happened in, or is it?
You are so old now. When it all blends together, you hit it, man. You are officially a senior fucking citizen.
I mean, I'm over 30 now, so I mean, I've got 3 decades underneath me. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of can't remember what falls into the fashions because I have no sense of fashion. I've had long hair since I was in high school, and I've had a beard since I was, was able to grow one, and I wear band t-shirts and jeans, so I have no fashion sense at all. So what's been popular the last 10 years that I've missed out on?
Honestly, as of yesterday, I would not have been able to tell you. I would have, for example, as a hairstyle, I would have just automatically called, like your dickie do, the douchey do. Like every douchebag on the face of the earth has to have this fucking haircut.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like in the 90s, right? When it was cool to have the hair shaved underneath but long on top.
Right.
Yeah, it was cool for like, I don't know, like a year. But then after that, you're like, every fucking piece of shit's got one of these. Come on now. But apparently there's something. Well, I only really associated ever with a punch, but now it's a hairstyle called the undercut.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know how I describe it, but there's variations of this where some people even will shave a hairline into their head, which is really, if you ever see like soccer players, like famous soccer players, they always got all the gel in their hair and they get this fucking, they look like dinks. That's part of it. The whole undercut with, I don't know. I think this band, speaking of music, Macklemore, the guy, I don't know if that's the guy or just the name of the band. That's how much I know about them. But he had the undercut.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to speak that I know or something.
Oh, do you?
Well, I was gonna say like, oh, it's one guy, and then I second guessed myself, and I was like, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not hip.
All right. Well, that's been fucking really established since the get-go of the show. I say it at least once per episode. I'm just not, cool or whatever. I just do my own fucking thing, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
So take it or leave it, baby. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What?
There's one fashion trend that's actually picked up in the last 10 years that I will say tattoos and piercings. It's getting more and more acceptable because I remember, early 2000s, you weren't going to get a job if you had a tattoo. And now everyone makes it a point if they're a doctor and they have tattoos to show them off and be like, see, I'm a doctor and I have tattoos.
I'm cool. I have a man bun. There you go. There's another hairstyle for you. The whole man bun thing, right? To be a fucking hipster.
See, okay. I've had long hair down to my ass, and I've cut it. I've had one haircut in the last 6 years.
Are you proud of this? This is your fucking claim to fame? What's going on?
No. I'm saying it because I just don't like getting my hair cut. Like, I feel like I look stupid, so I just let it grow and grow until it's a problem. And I'm like, it's the time. But I used to put my hair up into, which I called it a mun.
Okay.
Because it's a man bun. I get it. But it wasn't like douchey until like halfway through, 2015 or something like that. And everyone was like, oh, you got a man bun. And it made me feel douchey.
Did you have a latte with your man bun?
No.
Oh,
I didn't.
okay.
I wasn't. I did it because like I was working because I work in the oil field. So I had to put my hair up and get it out of my face so I could do this, that, or the other. And then, of course, I'd get made fun of for having it up in a bun.
Okay. But were you being made fun of because you're surrounded by hillbillies and rednecks, or because people were like, hey, are you trying to be cool, man? Are you trying to be one of them fucking suave sons of bitches I see on all the commercials now? Or what?
I think it's a little column A, column B.
Okay.
The hillbillies.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, I follow you.
Yeah.
Well, sure. As far as the rest of the fashion stuff, I can't speak to it. I don't know. If you told me cashmere sweaters were all the rage for 6 years, I'd be like, oh, great. Much like yourself, I just wear what I wear. I'm pretty much like you said you wear rock band t-shirts and shorts, so I wear jerseys for sports and shorts and stuff. So
yeah. No sense of style from either one of us.
Well, I look cool. Don't get me wrong. Come on, dude.
I think I look cool. What are you talking about?
So I'm not, up to the times, but I fucking look good, damn it. Don't you forget about it, sassy bitch over here, all right? I look good. But yeah. All in all, though, we've been kind of reminiscing here for what we can actually recall. We're having a hard time of the previous decade, but is there anything that before we stop talking about the 2010s that you want to note or say or anything along those lines?
Ooh.
No. I wasn't trying to put words in your mouth. Oh, it sucked. Okay, the decade sucked for you.
The decade sucked.
Okay. Well, I will say this. I told you right at the onset of this conversation, I was making light of not having any resolutions or goals. But now I suddenly, out of nowhere, inspiration is struck.
Oh.
It has hit me like a Cupid with his little bow and arrow and boop, got me in the side of the head. I want to bring back, because it's a new decade, right? We've established this. We're starting with a big, fat, fresh O. Let's make it like 1980. Let's bring back the 80s in 2020. What do you say? Are you with me?
Yeah, but do I have to wear the really high Daisy Duke shorts?
That was a thing in the 80s?
I don't know. I was born in 88.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, I was thinking more of Wall Street guys or something with the big ass fucking cell phones, the portable phones. We should take those. They look like they're more suited for the military than they are for civilian use.
Or if you could build a house if you had enough of them.
How's that work now?
They're just giant bricks.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? What are you talking about?
Well, I was just saying, our phones should be giant bricks again.
No. You're like, I got a lot of Lincoln logs. I can build a house. That was the 1880s, not the 1980s.
Oh, okay.
I stake my claim on this land. I'm going to build on it, and generations to come will be farming it. You hear me? You heard? Anybody messes with me get shot. I'll shoot him. Yeah, no. I just mean kind of bring back the trends from the 80s. Some synth pop music, copious use of Bolivian marching powder. I think that was a big deal in the early 80s because I was a little kid. So, all right, listen, this was a fucking stupid idea. You can't really fucking follow me on it. I should never even brought it up.
Well, Stranger Things, and, there's a couple of things that are 80s related that are kind of making it mainstream again.
Well, you watch it, but can you live it?
Well, yeah, I'll live it.
All right, there we go.
Everyone's smoking and everyone,
That I don't recommend. Vape. You can still vape.
Okay.
In 2020, 1980. That'll be the full name of the year. 2020, 1980. No smoking, but you can vape and still use, again, the Bolivian marching powder, if you know what I mean. Okay, enough about the 2010s. I do want to say, though, to all the listeners out there, I appreciate you taking the time to hear me and Toby basically rattle on about shit that we have no idea about, and hopefully you've all had fantastic holiday seasons. But here's something I do suggest, and here, I said I wasn't a resolution guy, and I'm very low on goals, but I want to hear from you. That's right, you. So it's easy. You want to reach out to the Selling Out Show? Find us on all the social media platforms at Selling Out Show. Or you can send us an email if you're one of them pre-2010 kind of people, sellingoutshow@gmail.com. That would be a great way to ring in the new year for me to get some input from you. We've now reached the part of the program where I would like to thank the show's sponsors because they provide some great products to us, and as a result, I get to give some awesome coupon codes to you. First up, we have Northland Vapor Company, and they can be found at northlandvapor.com. They are the makers of some truly outstanding e-liquids for vaping, and let me tell you something. All of their e-liquids and juices are diketone and artificial sweetener free. And you may be asking yourself, why is this important and what are you telling me this for? Well, in this day and age where everybody's concerned about what you're putting into your bodies, it's nice to know that Northland cares about telling you what they are putting in their product. Plus, their motto is quality doesn't need to be costly, so they're not going to rake you over the coals or rob your wallet just because you choose a healthier lifestyle of vaping over smoking. And if you visit northlandvapor.com, you can save 19% off your entire order by using code SELLINGOUT19. Next up, we have Spunk Lube. Oh boy, how I love me some Spunk, makers of award-winning lubricants. And I know some of you out there might be a little timid, might be a little bit shy, and think, oh, I don't know if I want to use those. I don't even know if I want to order those. Well, first, let me tell you, the shipping process is incredibly discreet. You're not getting a big package in the mail that screams, hey, I'm buying lube. Second, you know what? Love life can get a little bit stale. You might need to spicing it up, and the best way to do that is with Spunk. Why let all the professionals in the adult film industry have all the fun when you can bring Spunk right into your home? Trust me, try it. Go to spunklube.com today, and you can thank me later. Last but not least, we have Alpine Hemp. The CBD revolution has arrived. If you haven't heard about CBD yet, you're truly missing out, as it can really help you with stress, sleep issues, pain problems, you name it. There's a whole litany of things that CBD is there to help you with. I'm an avid user of CBD myself, and let me tell you, alpinehemp.com has everything you could possibly need. From oils to tinctures to gummies to edibles, you name it, they even have pet-friendly products. There's no better place to go, and it is truly a one-stop shop. Plus, the website is easy to navigate. Whether you're new to trying CBD or you're like me and have been using it for quite a long time, you are going to love Alpine Hemp. And now's the time to try it, because if you go to alpinehemp.com and use code SELLINGOUT19, you save 19% off your entire order, off their already low prices. So what are you waiting for? Get on over there. And remember, when you shop with our partners, you help support the show. And for that, I thank you. All right, Tobster, on your show, Secret Transmissions Podcast, you discuss the paranormal, UFOs, conspiracies, all kinds of stuff that, is freaky stuff, man. You're a freaky dude.
We like to talk about some weird stuff. Now, we don't know. We're not professionals, and we kind of we have a satire outlook on it because, it's fun to talk about these things, these scary things, right, and make light of them. But one of our favorite topics is the Mandela Effect. I think we've done a total of 4 episodes on Mandela Effect just because it's so fun. And like I said, this is like a party game that you can do anywhere. A family get together or something and be like, hey, what was this? Okay. So one of the main examples is the Bernstein Bears. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the Bernstein Bears?
I don't call them the Bernstein Bears.
What do you call them?
Berenstein Bears, I thought they were called?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So how are you spelling it? Like, if you were going to spell it, which way would you spell it?
Jesus
Because this
Christ.
is a big argument.
Is this going to fucking be followed up by a prostate exam or something?
Maybe.
Okay.
Do you have time?
Berenstein, I think?
Okay.
Okay.
So the other way, the correct way to spell it is Stain.
Stain?
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
See? This is why it's so fun, because
Wait, no.
if you
Slow down. Don't go on yet. Hold on. You got to explain this whole thing to me. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, first explain Mandela Effect to me, and then I'm calling bullshit on your stain. And you can answer that after you give the explanation. So please go.
So the reason it's called the Mandela Effect is because a lot of people remember Nelson Mandela dying in a prison in the 80s, which can't be true because he ended up being the president of what country was it?
South
Whatever
Africa.
country it was, because I'm not very I'm not very good at all the details. But he was a president and died in 2013 or something like that, 2014. And so that's why it gets the name the Mandela Effect, because so many people remember him dying in the 80s in prison. But the theory, there's different theories. My favorite theory is that it's two parallel universes crossing over and blending into one universe. So you have universe A and a universe B, and they're slowly merging, and the more dominant memory, the dominant trait is the one that, because one of them has to be wiped out, right? So, like, for example, the Bernstein Bears or the Bernstein Bears, and the STAIN or the STEIN. So,
Okay, so basically you're telling me people remember things as fact or true, but that's not the case. But there's a large group of people en masse who also remember this incorrectly.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, in a big, huge amount of people will remember stuff incorrectly. So, let me give you, okay. You watch the Star Wars movies.
Hold on.
We'll talk.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Before you go forward, I'm looking this up because you kind of fucking pissed me off with the Berenstain Bears. But the first thing that comes up when I Google it is your spelling is correct according to Google, which we all know Google is everything. They know it all. But then the first article says this crazy, the Berenstain Bears conspiracy theory will blow your mind.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
What the fuck? I'm going to throw my phone against a goddamn wall. I just spit all over my pop filter on my microphone because I'm angry as hell that this could be true.
Well, that's one of the most popular ones, is the Stein argument. Some of the other ones are small. So, like, they're just small little details, maybe a different spelling of something, just kind of like that one. So let's do some quotes. I like the quotes the most because they get used in so many other movies and TV shows. So, for example, Star Wars.
Yes, go back to that. I'm sorry, I always jump all over the fucking place. Continue.
No, you're fine, because this is gonna mess with you. I swear. Okay. I know it will. I am your father, right?
Mm-hmm.
The line, one of the most famous lines from the movie.
Yeah.
What does he say before that? Do you know what he says?
I just watched this on Christmas.
Okay.
I think after he says, like, search your feelings, you know is true. What does he say before Luke? I'm your father. Or does he say Luke? Does he say Luke?
No, he does not say Luke at all.
Right.
And if you watch The Simpsons, Family Guy, whatever TV show they parody it in, they always say, Luke, I am your father. He says, no, I am your father.
Okay.
And it's a little thing, but it'll drive some people crazy, and they'll be like, no, it's not. And they'll go back and watch that scene. Just like in Snow White. You've seen Snow White, right? Come on.
When I was a kid, sure. Not recently.
Okay. Do you know, like, the mirror on the wall?
Yeah.
everyone remembers it as mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the whatever of them all?
Fairest, yeah.
Yes. So it's not mirror, mirror. It's magic mirror is what she says.
Okay. That one makes me a little less angry because I really don't give a fuck about Snow White.
Yeah, right,
The first two, I mean, I am legit turning red here, Tobster. I'm getting mad. I don't like this. This is not entertaining for me. It's infuriating.
How about the movie Jaws?
Sure, hit me with Oh, yeah, please. One of my favorites.
When he's talking about a bigger boat, what is the quote?
I think we need a bigger boat.
Okay, we need a bigger boat. So people remember it. We're going to need a bigger boat.
Mm-hmm.
In the current version, all he says is, you're going to need a bigger boat. Not we. You.
But, dude, it's like these fucking... Okay, granted, it's become part of the social consciousness.
Yes.
That one word is wrong.
Okay.
But isn't that kind of fucking nitpicky?
I see. Okay, so what about the Mona Lisa?
All right, so this was a big one, right? This is going to be a big one because I just said you were fucking... What?
What is the expression on the Mona Lisa? What is she?
She looks not pleased. She's not happy in her portrait. Maybe a slight smirk. I don't fucking know. What are you going to do now, Toby? What are you going to do now?
Everyone remembers her having just a blank expression, kind of like what you were saying at first, like she doesn't look real happy, and now she is smiling. She's got the smirk. So that's where you kind of threw me off, because she does have like a little smirk now. So I don't know. I don't know if you were right or if you're wrong. Huh?
What do you mean by now?
Well, I say now as in like that's what the current timeline. If we're gonna be crazy and put our tinfoil hats, the current timeline has her smiling. If you are having memories from the past timeline, she has no expression on her face.
Huh.
Do you remember Jiffy peanut butter?
Yeah, Jif, sure.
Oh, see, you corrected this one. A lot of people remember a brand called Jiffy.
Okay. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right. It's
good.
just Jif.
Finally.
J-I-F. It's not Jiffy.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people think this one's like explained because there's Jif and there's Skippy, and people are just kind of...
Mixing them up?
Yes. But a lot of people will be like, no, I had Jiffy as a kid. No, you didn't. You've always had Jif peanut butter.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right. You sound like you have more. You're kind of giddy with your... Okay.
I want to see how you feel.
Okay. How do I feel right now?
Yeah, well, I want to see how you feel about like some of these other ones. Like, and again, they're all really small ones, but they're so weird. Like,
I'm mad, like I explained before, but my only question to you is this, okay?
Okay.
Okay, alternate timelines. I am a unique human being as well, I suppose, the way I think. And it's not like I believe this 100%, but I've often mentioned in the past, when the light flickers, I'll kind of chuckle and go, someone just changed something, changed time. Someone, there's a time traveler or whatever. And I'll say little silly things like that. But what I really wanted to get to here was, with these things being so small, I mean, really, what would be the point of a conspiracy behind the whole thing? Or, I mean... Well,
so one of the other theories besides the merging universes is that we started the Hadron Collider, and it in 2012 it messed up the entire universe, and that's why like it's false memories, or some people think we're in a simulation and the programming's kind of messed up, or something was rewritten, or time travel. Time travel is a big one. People think that maybe some of these little small changes are because of time travel. Something else happened, something changed something in our history, and it's kind of like a butterfly effect of into the future. Like, you did one small thing and now it's rippled through time and changed everything, but a few people have that residual memory of like, oh wait, I remember it being this way. And that's why it's a big deal, is because there's so many different theories on what has caused this thing, and there's so many of these like really silly little ones there's even cases of like people waking up with their husband or wife and they're just like, I don't know who this person is.
Huh.
And people claim that this is part of the Mandela Effect. Now, I mean...
No, that's not Mandela Effect. It's like, oh, shit, it's your Twinkie defense just to get out of the marriage. Oh, shit, who the fuck is this? Who are you? I don't know you. I want a divorce.
Right. So, I mean, there's a lot of really weird things that happen. There's the Tank Boy. In 1989... there was I guess this was like in China. I can't really remember where it was. The Chinese government, that's what it was.
Okay.
So they're rolling down the street in all these tanks, and then there's this guy that's holding like grocery bags that just stops in front of the tanks. There's so many people that remember this man just getting ran over and it being such a big controversial thing. But in reality, he didn't get ran over. He just blocked the tanks and they stopped. And that's basically it. Nothing ever happened, but a lot of people remember that he got ran over.
You know what I'm thinking of is like the Whisper game, where just over time people are, Luke, I am your father, and someone said it to another person, it just caught on, and there you go. I mean, I guess that diffuses any sense of conspiracy or any kind of extraordinary event behind something. It's more coincidence than anything else, I suppose. But yeah, right. I mean, I don't know, man. It's a weird thing to me because I can kind of see both sides of it. Like, oh, wow, how trippy would it be if something did happen? Or, if, I'm a fan of comic books. Everybody knows this. So I like stories and, out of this world kind of tales and stuff. So that'd be interesting or neat. But I don't know. I guess I'm still undecided on what it's actually all about.
Well, my favorite, so again, I like conspiracies and stuff. My favorite conspiracy surrounded event is the JFK assassination because there's so many crazy theories out there.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
So this is what gets me with the Mandela Effect. This is the one that messes me up every single time I see it now. Like, I feel like, because when I was in high school, I used to watch JFK documentaries, and like I was really into it in high school. I've seen so many different documentaries on it. How many people were in the car that JFK was assassinated in? I'm not expecting you to be like, oh, I know this because I watched all these. I don't expect you to know.
Okay,
but
in
like,
the car, not outside the car.
In the car, inside the car.
All right. Well, okay. I know there was a driver, Jackie O, and JFK in the back, and I believe there was one person sitting in the passenger side seat because isn't that like the magic bullet theory happened because he got hit and they believe it ricocheted off of him, which was basically scientifically impossible?
Right, which, yeah, that was the governor, I believe, that was sitting next to him.
All right.
So how many people did you count just then?
4 inside the vehicle.
4. Okay, so this is where Mandela, something's different. And this is the one that always freaks me out. There are 6 people in the car.
Really?
Yeah, it's a 6-seater. And there's I think it's 2 bodyguards. It's a driver, a bodyguard in the front. The governor and his wife is sitting beside him in the middle row. And the seat is actually lower and down, like scooted over. And that's where the magic bullet theory kind of comes into play or can be debunked or however you want to believe it. And then Jackie and JFK are in the back. So there's actually 6 people in the car, and that has messed with me for so long because I specifically remember 4 people. I remember the governor sitting in the front seat in front of JFK, and there being a driver. I don't remember his wife, and I don't remember the other security guard.
You know what? Because this is kind of freaking me out a little bit. Yeah, I'm looking these things up, and of course, things could be doctored or whatever. But yeah, there are 1, 2 in this photo I'm looking at right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're right.
Yep.
Son of a motherfuck.
And it's just, again, there's a lot of little ones, and I like to throw those out there because those are the ones people will be like, oh, that's weird. But like, there's ones like that where it's like, whoa, I don't remember that event being like that at all.
Isn't that something? Skip the beer pong, folks. Just fucking test your knowledge of Mandela Effect with your friends while drinking brewskis.
There you go.
There you fucking go. Well, this was a substitute for your sad love life, as we usually kind of throw into the show since you've been on.
Yeah.
But I got to admit, this was definitely interesting.
Yeah, maybe a little more interesting than my story about the dog last week.
Nah, the dog story wasn't the one that got me. There was another story that was much, much better. And if anybody out there wants to hear it, it's part of our archive, so go back and listen to it.
There you go.
I'm not going to spill any beans. You guys got to hear this one because it's a really fucking good story. All right, you got anything else you want to say about the Mandela Effect? Because now I kind of feel I feel gross. I want to go take a shower.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where you got to find the ones that are really fun and that you can kind of remember. But that's the problem with it. Once you start looking into these, you'll start getting confused on which one's the real one. So when you try to repeat them to everyone, you're like, wait a minute, I don't remember which is the right answer now.
Ooh. Oh boy. Yeah, definitely weirdo stuff, man. Definitely out there and groovy and far out. I mean, come on, 6 people in the car? Get out of here. But you did. I never use my phone when I'm recording a show, and you compelled me to do something I don't like to do. I had to fucking do it because I was like, is this for real? Or I don't know, man. Jeez, Toby. Unbelievable. But hey, it's cool. I'm glad you brought that to the table. That's a little different for the Selling Out show. We don't really talk about conspiracies very often. So I'm glad you could bring your own flavor to the folks listening today.
Hell yeah. If I know anything, it's a little bit about conspiracies and stuff. So that's the one thing I can bring to the awkward get-togethers.
You know about conspiracies and Dickie Doos.
And Dickie Doos.
Dickie Doos, which is all about you and your big fat gut. And you can't see your wiener. And geez, we got learned today now, didn't we, boy?
We sure did.
Hey, you did. You taught me a lot of stuff today, and I appreciate it. Just like I appreciate each and every one of you who have taken the time to check out our show today. Virtual hugs for all of you. Toby, if you have anything else to say, please do or forever hold your peace.
Well, if you liked my little Mandela, there's plenty of Mandela Effect stuff that we've talked about on our show. Just go check out our website, secrettransmission.com, and you can find links to all our episodes where we talk about spooky stuff.
Wow.
And good stuff.
That is great. You ended with a fucking plug. That was beautiful. Yay. You are a fucking smart guy. All right? No matter what anybody else says about you, you're a pretty clever cookie. But hey, I am Dave. That is Toby filling in for Nate, and this has been Selling Out.
Infirmary Media.